viewers, you're welcome to my channel today. Today on my channel we are going to learn how to cut a satin bonnet, a waterproof bonnet and an adjustable bonnet. Please stay tuned. So these are materials. We have our satin material, we have our tape, we have our scissors and our chalk, our marker. You can make use of your marker if you have a marker. So the first step towards drafting a bonnet is to draft a circle, and the circumference of the circle will determine on the size of the bonnet you want to make. I want to first of all make a large sized bonnet. So the measurement I'm going to make use of first of all is the circumference of my head. My head circumference is 24 inches. That of an adult is generally between 22 inches and 24 inches. So you can measure yours. Mine is 23. But I decided to add 24 inches for ease. So, but because it's a large bonnet, I'll have to multiply that 24 by 3. If I multiply 24 by 3 to give me 96 inches, that's what I'll be using to draft this out. You can multiply yours, by 4. You can multiply yours by 5. If you multiply by 5, you will have 120 inches. The thing is, just from 90 inches to and above, it can help you draft out a large sized bonnet. So but for mine, the measurement I'm using is 96 inches, but then I'm going to add the extra 4 inches to make it 100, because I will fold inside just to make it 100 anyway, because even if I make use of the 96, when I fold, where I will pass my elastic through, it will still give me the last size I need. But like I said, from 90 upwards, making use of that circumference to draft out your circle can give you a large sized bonnet. So this is how you fold. The material I'm making use of is 36 inches by width and 36 inches by length. So this is how you fold. It's already folded into two. It's already folded into two because of the size. The size is more than my table. So I folded into two. This is the folded edge. This is the folded edge. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to fold into 4. So I'll just find the middle and just fold the normal way now, like when you are folding your clothes. Normal way you fold when you are folding your clothes. You fold it into 4 equal parts. It's already folded into 4. The next thing is to fold again, but this time around you're not folding rectangularly. It's actually long. That's why I'm not leaving it all in the table. So this time around you're not folding all the way down as a triangle anymore. This is into 2. This time around you as a rectangle. This time around you fold into a triangle, so that you will have 8 folds. There's no 6 fold when you are cutting a flare or a circle, because it's already into 4. By the time you double the 4, you will have 8. So as it's already into 4, I will hold it. This is the side I'm holding it. The folded edges, the other end are open at the open ends. So these are the folded ends, 1, 2. So I'll take the open end of the folded end. Then I'll place my hand here, take the open end, and then flap it over. I'll form a triangle with it. This is a triangle I've formed with it. Now the excess is falling down. So once I form this triangle, as you can see, these edges are all folded because it's a 360 circle. If it's half circle, or if you fold it in such a way that the open edges are here, you will end up having 180 degrees into 2 separate places. Even though when you arrive at that, you can just join them in the middle to have your circle. But if you don't want that, just make sure that while folding, all the edges, after you are done forming a triangle, just make sure that all the edges are closed. The next thing now is to mark out my measurement. Remember, I'm making use of 100 inches. That is 24 inches times 4, 96 plus 4 inches, just to make it 100. So that 100 inches I'm going to divide by 8. Why am I dividing it by 8? I'm dividing by 8 because I folded into 8. This material is folded into 8. So if you divide by 8, it will give you 12.5. So that 12.5 is what you are going to mark out right away. So you are going to keep your tape 12.5. You're going to mark it round. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Sorry, 12.5 and I'm marking 12. You run it from the tip down to anywhere your own measurement stops. Remember I told you, if you want to make large or extra large, anywhere from 90 to upwards can give you the large size you want. Please, if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, do so. Like this video, share, so I'm going to join these lines. If you have any question about this or any comments you want to make, please do leave it in the comment section and I will attend to it as soon as possible. The next thing is to cut out. Just follow this line and cut it out. Material is actually thick. I'm finding it difficult to cut. So once you do that, you've cut out your circle. As you can see, you formed a circle. This is a circle. You can see how large it is. Measurement I made use of, the same way I just folded and cut out the big one. This is the medium size. The measurement I made use of is 72 inches. That is 24 times 3. 24 is my basic head circumference. Times 3 is 72, and I added 2 inches extra for folding the mouth. Now, this is waterproof, like I said, is a thick waterproof. So, assuming you want the type where is to have a satin or to make a satin where there is waterproof inside, so that you can wear it probably during the rainy season or when taking your bath. You don't need to get bothered about your head getting wet. This is how to make that one. When you have cut out your circle, you get the nylon or the waterproof you're making use of and trace it round, which is what we are going to do now. You cut it round. Following, you can pin it in the middle or make sure you hold it firm while cutting so it doesn't move. You just trace it round. After doing that, the next thing you have to do is to trace out another material you will use as the lining to cover it inside. So I'm still going to remember, this is now the waterproof satin we are talking of. So you don't need to worry. And the truth is, every lady should have this in her wardrobe. In case of days you would like to go out and it's raining, you don't need to go look for a nylon. To be fashionable, you could just put this in your bag. Once it starts raining, you bring it out and wear. You are sure that your hair is covered. So you just trace it out round. So we are done tracing out. The next thing, like I said, will be you get another material you use to cover the inside, so that this nylon will be in the middle, in between this material and the next material. And once we do that, we are done drafting out our waterproof satin. So back to our large sized bonnet. Remember, in this video we looked at, well, we are looking at how to draft bonnets of different sizes. For a smaller size, all you just do is multiply the circumference of your head is 24 inches times 2 is 48. So anything from that 24 to 40 can give you a small sized one, but I don't know what you would need a small sized one for. A medium sized one is okay, just like we did with the other one, the other vintage satin material. So the next thing to do now in forming your bonnet is you are going to fold the rim. You fold the rim round. You can fold in like 1 inch or 2 inches depending on how large the elastic you are going to use is. The one I'm making use of is quite large because I want it to hold firmly. This is the elastic I would like to make use of. You can decide to cut it into 2 so that, assuming you don't want it so large, if you want a tiny one still, like this one, this one is usually preferable for a medium sized or a small sized bonnet, but for this large one I'm going to make use of this. You can still make use of it too, but I want it to hold firmly, so because of that I'll rather divide this into 2 than making use of this tiny. Okay, so we are back from the sewing machine, and like I said, we sew it round. And the nylon, or rather the waterproof, is in between these two materials. So after sewing it round, mind you, you can do this with your thread and your needle in case you don't have a sewing machine. Okay, so you sew it round. You can see there is a space. This space is where we are going to pass our elastic through. And in case you don't want to make use of an elastic band, this is our large sized satin bonnet. As you can see, it has a rope, it has a belt, so to say, so you can pass, instead of, in case you don't want to just make use of a satin band, you can just use sew the belt. You know how to sew a belt, then add it to the mouth and you will get this. Now, in order to do this, you need to make use of a stretchy material like crepe or lycra, a material that stretches, but the one I used doesn't stretch. So what I did was I added an elastic inside, then I joined it with it. So this is our large size bonnet. This is the small size bonnet already made, elastic already attached. So for this medium size one, that has a waterproof inside for your rainy days, that is our economy pack, your economy satin pack. You can use it as your shower cap, you can use it as your bonnet, and especially during the rainy season, you don't need to bother about always going with a nylon. Just have this handy. So we are going to pass through our elastic. And how do you pass through an elastic? That's what I'm about doing. This is a safety pin. You attach it to the mouth. Once you do that, you open a space. I've opened a space. You pass it through it. So with this, you use it to control the movement of the band inside. And once you do that, you keep pushing it in. Depending on how patent the place is, it keeps going in. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting videos. Big sized bonnets. Shower cap / bonnets for your rainy days and for bathing.
satin.